Alright, so this video is going to be pure speculation and my opinion. I'm going to use some facts in here, but I'm also going to use things that I've heard from a semi-reliable source that I haven't quite looked up, but they do make sense, in a way. I just want to throw this out there. I mean, if you guys really want, throw your opinions down in the comment box below. That's what it's there for. You know, and bounce some ideas off. I mean, like I said, this basically speculation, opinion, and minor debate, but mostly my opinion. So, I've heard from a pretty decent source, which is Alex Jones. I like watching him a lot. I like watching a lot of alternative media because things on the main media, it's just corporatized, and what they do is they report on things or paid to report on. And if somebody doesn't pay them to report on it, or they pay them not to report on it, they will do so. And usually when somebody breaks that barrier of trying to report or trying to do the right thing, they usually end up dead, which is a major motivation to do what they're told. So, oh yeah, and I'm at work too, so if you see me doing something weird, then I'm doing work as well. So, Alex Jones has hinted on that the weather has been controlled, or being able to being controlled since the 60s, mainly 64. One sec though.
Alright, have a good week.
You too, sir. Since the 60s, 1960s. Now, if that's true, and I have some things that back this up. This speculation, my hypothesis, or whatever you want to call it. If this is true, then actually that would account for a lot of things going on that's unusually strange and more so convenient. Alright? Let's take, for instance, Hurricane Katrina. Now, if that was true and they were able to, if they were able to control the weather way before, then the Hurricane Katrina was not an accident. Alright? And I always knew that Hurricane Katrina was always weird. For one, when I was watching their news report, they said they had 30 Navy SEALs to, I'm guessing to stop looters. Now, being that Navy SEALs are one of the most elite groups in the world. I said one of, not the most, but one of the most elite groups in the world. A 4-man fire team or a 4-man Navy SEAL squad can do some massive damage, just decimate a whole entire area. So that's only with 4 men. 4. Wow, dyslexic 3. That's with 4 men. So you gotta wonder, in a small area like Katrina was, why the fuck would you need 30? Not only that, but if you're gonna have 30 Navy SEALs, why would you have all the National Guard there? There were Army National Guard, there were Marine National Guard, you have the Navy flying stuff in. Yeah, it was tragic. But Navy SEALs, really? Alright. Not only that, but with my job, I'm able to travel all over the states. And so one night, this was last year, one night I was at a job site. It was a country diner. Yeah, usually this country diner stays open all night. So a lot of the drunks from the bars, since the bars close at 2 o'clock, a lot of them like to come down to this country diner and start a lot of mess. And there's been gunpoint robberies and deaths and stuff down there. That's why they hired my company out there. So I was talking to this guy. He kind of singled me out at everybody there, and he was like, "Hey man, I just wanted to talk to you. You seem like you're a really respectable type of fellow." He asked me if I was in the military. I said, "Yeah." So we just started talking, just like conversation. And then he was talking about that I was telling him about my job and why I do what I do, and what I think about our current country's state of being. He told me he agrees, and he said when he used to work for the NSA, he used to be part of a team, a domestic team that would go out and plan terrorist attacks. He was one of 10 teams. Corporation Skidder House, Elgerson, Malpy. Well, please. he was one of 10 teams that would operate within the United States. And what they would do is they would go out and plan terrorist attacks. And if more than one team, like half the team, would choose a certain location as a terrorist attack, then more than likely a terrorist would hit that location. So they predicted if a hurricane were to come in and somebody would blow up the levees, that it would have a major catastrophe down in the Gulf, which of course that happened. I'm not saying that somebody blew up the levees, but there's been witness reports saying they heard a loud explosion during Hurricane Katrina that flooded the lower ward. Now, if that was true, and that really did happen the way people, because I believe on-site sources, civilians, people, instead of the media, because like I said, media is corporatized. You can't really believe everything they say. I mean, it's good to get some information from them to see that type of aspect. If you believe the media wholeheartedly, then you're stupid, in my opinion. Like I said, this is my opinion. So, if that's true, then that means that Katrina was set up by design, just like all the other major events. Now, people would say that, oh, look at 9/11, it's speculation. Like I said again, there's a pretty good friend of mine. He was special forces. He was he transferred from the special forces to one of the advisor for the CIA at the time when 9/11 was happening, and he really believes it wasn't. It wasn't an inside job, but he does find part of the situation a little awkward how they went about handling it. But he does really believe that it was a terrorist attack.
Thanks. How much are we, bud?
All right. What was that?
How much are we?
Don't worry about it.
Hey, man, get your soda, man.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy. Yeah.
I think she left something on me, man.
What was that?
I think she left something on me.
Yeah, it's probably so. That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
All right, take it easy. $2 for doing a nonchalant thing. I don't like getting paid for doing things like giving out jumper cables so somebody can start their truck. But hey, if they want to give out money, I'll accept it. Anyway, but he didn't like how it was played out. But he swears up and down that it was a terrorist attack. Okay, I'm not disputing that at all. I'm just saying it is kind of weird that after the first plane hit, that none of our F-16s or any of our air forces was mobilized. And it's really kind of weird that they were having a CIA operation during the exact same time as this 9/11. Hey, you know what? I'm not here to speculate on that. But back to the weather. So then that means that when Katrina happened, FEMA was activated. What I mean by, and not only that, but it was really weird how President Bush waited so long, and then after they actually started the operation to, help out the people, then after Katrina happened, they fired the FEMA director and brought this new guy in, right? Well, lo and behold, there's FEMA camps all over the United States right now, and I'm not talking about small little camps. I'm talking about massive FEMA camps. And they're segregated into 6 sections. And I think right on the domestic, you can look this up. Like I said, they don't really hide shit on the internet anymore. That's why they're trying to censor the internet with cis, butt, pip, and all that good shit. But I think South Carolina is like in the 3rd group. So it's like you can call it a concentration camp. You can call it whatever. You can call it the place where they disappear you, because people are starting to disappear now for blowing the whistle, so-called whistleblowers. People are dying. That Marine that was in jail for talking shit about Obama on Facebook was released because people protested. If we get more people like that, that'd be awesome. But you got stuff going on like that. But I'm on a tangent again. So Isaac, that's coming through right now. If the weather has been controlled so far from the 60s, then Isaac isn't a natural phenomenon. It's actually a man-made phenomenon at that point. And the fact that right now they're grabbing veterans' guns, because this is like the 5th case I've heard of that a veteran was, either cleaning his gun or something was going on. They raided his house and took his guns. This is the 5th one since this month. This happened in Florida. So what I'm thinking, Isaac might be like another Katrina, and it's going to be a lot worse. And as long as people just lay down and accept it. Not only that, but I mean, all those people who died in Katrina, I mean, some of them died from drowning, but a lot of those people, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and when you had helicopters flying over, what the news teams, you would see all these bodies litter across the highway, like nobody cared to pick them up. Not only that, but all those people inside the Superdome. You know what that reminds me of? There's a game out there that's called Homefront. And in part of the game, when the United Korean Front, whatever the hell you want to call it, comes in and like pretty much rapes and pillages the whole entire area that you're fighting in, there's a little scene where there's a big ass high school football stadium, and all these people are in there, and they're just kind of having these makeshift houses. That reminds me of, you know what? Movies and games are a representation of the state we're in right now. If you look at The Matrix is one. A lot of the video games you play that's really philosophical is one. I mean, all you gotta do is take out some of the key bad guys' names and put in the current corporations' names, and bam, there you go. But like I said, people like to gloat. And the way they do is through the media. They like to gloat on TV. They like to gloat in your games, or people who want to put the word out to everybody else, put it in their video games and in their movies. So, I mean, when you play your games or when you watch movies, don't just look at it for the entertainment, but at the side note, look for little hints, clues, and philosophical little I guess you would call them Easter eggs. I guess you would call them. I mean, because a lot of that stuff is in there, especially some of the AAA titles, games and movies. Look at Total Recall for one, or Judge Dredd for another. Yeah, that's based off a comic book, but I mean, they're really hitting home right now with the police state when they're producing movies like this. I mean, yeah, like I said, I have nothing against Judge Dredd. I think it's awesome that they're doing a remake of the first one where Sylvester Stallone's doing it. The first one, I mean, it was really cool. But, I mean, it's kind of weird that they took so long to do it, and now they're doing it, and right where we're having this economic crisis and where all these cops are shooting all these civilians for no good damn reason, and the military is being, some of the military personnel who are waking up or already awoke, starting to do something, or the hammer's coming down on these guys, and all the legal gun owners and law-abiding citizens are getting persecuted. I just find that kind of weird. So yeah, go ahead, bring it on out now, but I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch stuff like that, but I'm just saying when you do watch stuff like that, just keep your eyes open for little Easter egg treats that they want to plant in there. Alright.